This is something that we normally don't talk about when we go out for drinks on a Friday night, or we go out to dinner on a Saturday night, or we go to the beach with friends. There's very rarely do we stand around talking about, so what's your personal identity and is it healthy or not? Hi, David Essel here. And yet it's one of the most crucial things we need to know about ourselves if we're not living a life of joy, a life of motivation, a life of fulfillment. It can come down to the fact that we've created an identity and we're carrying an identity forward that is completely unhealthy. For people to say, I'm always depressed, I'm always anxious, I'm always tired. When you think about that, when you use that type of terminology, when you're talking to yourself or you're talking to your kids or your partner or your family or your friends, you are building an identity that's getting deeper and deeper as the days go by, which makes it really hard to snap out of any type of depression or minimize your depression or minimize your anxiety or minimize your fatigue, right? We have to be careful. And when we're saying, I am a depressed person, that's a powerful identity that we want to change. I mean, the best that we can do is say, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling depressed, but I'm not a depressed person. I'm just feeling this way. Why do I say that? Because identities can be changed if you so choose to change them. And depression, anxiety, even victimhood, which I'll talk about in a second, can all be altered if you have the right mindset to begin with and then follow it with action steps to change that identity. So, what about victims? Oh my gosh, life never works out for me. Now that we have this new president, my business is screwed. The last president said they were going to do ABC and my business was terrible. Then you see, we create an identity of being a victim. All men just want to use me. All women just want my money or whatever it might be. All women just want to be taken care of. These are identities that will damage our ability to be happy in life, to be content in life, to be motivated and to be filled with joy. It's so crucial that we figure out, what are those identities? People that say, I'm not a creative person, I'm not a morning person, I'm not an evening person. I mean, so many of these identities actually self-sabotage our ability to accomplish goals. I did this early in my career. I had people saying, oh my God, you should write books, you should write books. And I said, I'm not a creative person, I'm a jock, I'm a sports psychologist. I don't know anything about creativity or writing books. And here we are 45 years later, and I've written 16 books, and there's many more on the way. But I had an identity that held me back from writing books for a large part of my career. As a matter of fact, I think I was in my career about 15, 16 years before I finally said, well, what the heck? I might as well give it a shot. I keep hearing people telling me I should write books, and it's been one of the greatest identity breakers I've ever had. To go from David Essel is not a creative person, he's a jock, to David Essel is a creative person writing books is a massive shift in my own identity. How about you? Do you say things like, I'm terrible with money, I never make enough money, there's never money at the end? See, these are all creating identities. Listen, we have a brand new program, Motivation and Joy. You can see it on the website, talkdavid.com. We have major discounts on that right now. And what we're doing with this program is helping people to shift their identity, right? We're helping people to get away from the old identity that maybe even was given to you in childhood. Oh my Lord, I've had so many clients that tell me I'm not creative or, I'm not good with numbers. And we find out they're really creative and they're great with numbers, but they had an identity given to them by a teacher or a parent and they carried it into adulthood. Let's shatter that. Let's shatter those identities that aren't healthy and create ones that are healthy so we can really enjoy life. Join me at talkdavid.com. I'm David Essel. We've got so many programs there. The newest one on Motivation and Joy is one you should look at as well, okay? Have a beautiful, beautiful day.